Hello, and welcome to the Get Lean and Eat Clean podcast. My name is Brian Grin. I'm a certified health coach, trainer, and author. And this podcast is for middle-aged men and women looking to optimize their health and get their bodies back to what it once was 10 to 15 years ago. I will give you simple, actionable items to get long-term sustainable results. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. All right. Welcome to the Get Lean, Eat Clean podcast. My name is Brian Grin. I hope you had a great weekend. And the start of the week, we had nice mild weather and temperatures up here in Chicago. So it's November and I got to play some golf, which is, I consider, a big bonus. And today we're going to discuss, I think, a relevant topic for a lot of people. And it happens. Life happens. And we might go a 1 week, 2 week, maybe even 3 weeks without training. And either we become sick or injured, or we just have to take some time off and take some extended breaks. So the question is, how long does it take to sort of regain that lost strength and those muscles that you've been putting on for a while now? And inevitably, there's not a black and white answer to this. I think it depends on a lot of different variables that can play a role in how quick you can get it back from your previous levels. But this is a question that I actually have asked before in the past. I thought it would be relevant to bring it to you. And a lot of these sort of variables can be age, training experience, injuries, time length spent not training, and also nutrition can have a role in it as well. So in reality, though, the nice thing is we don't actually lose the muscles that we've had. Those muscle fibers appear to have what's called an epigenetic memory. So even though we experience a loss in muscle size after a period of not training, we don't actually lose the number of what's called myonuclei. And so these myonuclei might remain for 15 years or more in human muscles, which is crazy. So this phenomenon has been called like muscle memory. So making it much easier for our muscles to return to their previous size. So this is obviously good news if you had to take a prolonged period of time off of training. So gaining muscle initially can be tough, right? But regaining it can be that much easier. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more about that as we go. It does seem, though, that if you're taking a complete bed rest, this can help accelerate muscle loss compared to if you just took a gym break and you had normal activities where you move around and things like that. So the bottom line is, obviously, you want to avoid a highly sedentary lifestyle if you've been training for a while, because that might actually cause more atrophy than, if you just took you did everyday activities. So with that said, a good rule of thumb is you can use the half the time rule. And this would be it would give us a close estimate. So let's just say you've been training for a few years now. You took 3 months off. Ideally, typically, it should take you about a month and a half to get that back. So, and I think that's about right. There's been times where I've had to take some weeks off. And let's just say if you took a month off, it probably takes you about 2 weeks to get back your previous strength and muscle levels. So all you got to do is take the time that you spent not training and divide it by 2. And that'll give you a good estimation of how much time you'll need to get it back to where you once were. Now, there's also evidence that suggests that both trained athletes and beginners can maintain their strength, muscle, and endurance gains for at the very least 2 to 4 weeks without much training. So it just goes to show you that, there is a bit of what's called muscle memory where you can go a few weeks and you're really not going to lose much at all. So, and a lot of times during these what's called detraining periods, your muscles carry less glycogen and water, so they actually seem much smaller. But the good news is that it's relatively easy to get it right back and get back where you were when you initially started. So I thought this was an interesting topic. And if it raises some more questions, feel free to message me either on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, or on iTunes. And would love also, if you want to give me a 5-star review, that'd be great. And some reviews would be wonderful so we can send this podcast out to more and more people. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this micro podcast. on how long it takes to sort of regain your strength and muscles if you take a prolonged break. So let's not take too many breaks, but sometimes it's actually it's sort of a blessing in disguise, and you can come back even stronger. So anyways, hope this helps, and thanks so much for listening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hey, Get Lean, Eat Clean Nation. Are you a man between the ages of 40 and 60 years old, looking to lose inches around your waist, have significantly more energy throughout the day, and gain muscle, all while minimizing the risk of injuries? Well, I'm looking for 3 to 5 people to work one-on-one with in my Fat Burner Blueprint Signature Program, which I've developed by utilizing my 15 years experience in the health and fitness space. This program is designed specifically for those committed to making serious progress towards their health goals over the next 6 months. We will focus on sleep, stress, nutrition, meal timing, and building lean muscle. If this sounds like a fit for you, email me at brian@briangrin.com with the subject line Blueprint. That's brian@briangrin.com with the subject line Blueprint. Thanks for listening to the Get Lean, Eat Clean podcast. I understand there are millions of other podcasts out there, and you've chosen to listen to mine, and I appreciate that. Check out the show notes at briangrin.com for everything that was mentioned in this episode. Feel free to subscribe to the podcast and share it with a friend or family member that's looking to get their body back to what it once was. Thanks again, and have a great day.